911, it's Charlton. There was an officer-involved shooting in Dallas where an off-duty officer who had just gotten off her shift, a full shift, and I believe she was in full uniform, returning to her apartment called Southside Flats, which is only a couple blocks, reportedly, from where police headquarters is located. And initial reports is she entered the wrong apartment and shot the person in there. People are making the assumption that she mistakenly, thought he was an intruder and shot him. That's not from the police. The police have released a statement, that was the initial reports. On September 6, 2018, about 9:59 p.m., an off-duty Dallas police officer called police dispatch and said she was involved in a shooting at the apartments located at 1210 South Lamar. Preliminary information suggests that the officer arrived home in full uniform after working a full shift. The officer reported to the responding officers that she entered the victim's apartment believing that it was her own. At some point, the officer fired her weapon, striking the victim. Responding officers administered aid to the victim, a 26-year-old male who's now been identified. I don't know if I just showed his picture or not. At the scene, the victim was then transported to the hospital and pronounced deceased. Next of kin notification has not been made. It has been. And actually, NBC has spoken with her mother. The Dallas Police Department is conducting a joint investigation with the District Attorney's Office. The investigation is ongoing. We'll release additional details as they become available. The officer's identity, the officer was not injured and will be placed on administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation. Her identity was not revealed or released or whatever. But this is the individual. His name is Botham Shem Jean. He, I don't know if he's new to the area or what. His Facebook page, and that photo is from his Facebook page, says he studied in Arkansas, I think at Harding University. He's 26 years old. So he's also from the Caribbean, I believe, from St. Lucian, the island in the Caribbean. It says that here in this NBC piece. Details surrounding the death of Botham Shem Jean, 26-year-old native of Caribbean island of St. Lucia, were not immediately available early Friday. The incident began just before 10 p.m. at the Southside Flats, an upscale apartment complex directly south of Dallas downtown. It is a nice apartment complex. It looks like a fairly nice place, upscale. Anyways, during the encounter, the officer was in full uniform and fired her weapon, striking the victim. Jean was taken to the hospital and died. Now, obviously people are wondering, how did you manage to go into the wrong apartment? And once you got in there, didn't realize you were in the wrong apartment. Did she go to the one, immediately adjacent to hers or what? And, it did never occur to me. But according to this reporter at Fox 4 Dallas, Steve Eager, she got off on the wrong floor. And so it says, Dallas police tell me the just off shift officer who shot and killed a man in his own apartment was on the wrong floor. Her apartment was on another floor. Her key didn't work in the door. Shooting happened shortly after a resident opened his own door. So, that's according to this reporter. That actually, we just don't know the circumstances immediately before it, and having just got off work, exhausted or something. I don't know. I'm certain we're going to hear more about this and exactly how this happened. It's definitely unusual. And, that's all we know so far. It did say something else in one of these Twitter feeds that Dallas PD says officer just got done working her shift and returned to her home at the Southside Flats, just 2 blocks from the police headquarters. Not many more details are known at this time. So in this NBC report, they did speak to his mother, Botham Shem Jean. The officer was not immediately identified and was being placed on administrative leave. At a news conference early Friday, Dallas Police Sergeant Warren Mitchell said They had yet to interview the officer and would not speculate as to whether she mistakenly entered another apartment and believed the man already inside was an intruder. We still have a lot to do in this investigation, Allie Jean said. Allie Jean said her son lived in a gated apartment complex and had no reason not to trust anyone who was at his door. He's that kind of person, she said. But she questioned how the situation could have escalated to her son's shooting. Somebody has to be crazy not to realize that they walked into the wrong apartment, Allie Jean said. He's a bachelor. Things are different inside, meaning the apartment would look different than her own. But according to this tweet from the Fox 4 reporter, it happened at the doorway, and that's why, there was no realization that this is the wrong apartment. It happened just, I don't know, man. It's very strange, It's very sudden, and I'm sure people are going to be asked, why did you just draw your weapon and shoot somebody? Didn't you, say identify yourself or whatever? Believe me, there's going to be questions for sure. Guy's dead. So, and if you try your key and it doesn't work, that should make you realize you're at the wrong apartment. She added, every door for each apartment is also numbered. Allie Jean said she would speak with her son daily, usually before 10 p.m., but thought he might be out after she didn't hear from him. She remembered her son, who was nicknamed Bo, as a top student who loved serving as a song leader in a church and leading worship. He attended Harding University, a private Christian institution in Arkansas, and was a member of Good News Singers and campus ministry. I don't think there was a student on campus who didn't know Botham, said Landis Tyndall, who knew him as a resident advisor. He was always friendly, always smiling, and just all around a great person. And it doesn't say he lives in Texas now. I don't know if he just recently moved to there or what. I mean, it still shows him living in Arkansas. And, he did study at Harding University, the Christian university. Pretty unusual for sure. I'm sure we're gonna hear more. All right, that's the story there. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I will see you in the next video. Later, man.